Hey, Jonathan Perry here. Wanted to touch base with you in reference to a meeting I had with a client last week. Client was from Abbeville. He was a veteran. He and his wife had been married for over 50 years. And when we met, I asked him the three important questions. What's important? What do you want to accomplish? And are there special needs that we need to address? His concern was this. In 1999, he and his wife set up a Revocable Living Trust because at that time, their main concern was to avoid probate. They didn't want to go through the succession process. They didn't want the courts getting involved. They didn't want the kids fighting. And above all, they didn't want any attorney fees coming in on the back end. However, in the last 2 years, his wife has been bedridden and he's been caring for her. Unfortunately, looks like in the near future, he will probably have to put her into a nursing home facility because physically he just can't care for her. None of their children are living around their home. When he came to meet with me, he actually brought in his 1999 Revocable Living Trust. And as I began looking at it and explaining to him the difference between a Revocable Living Trust and an Irrevocable Living Trust, I could see confusion on his face. See, in 1999, evidently there was some type of miscommunication between he and the previous attorney, because his understanding was that if he or his wife went into the nursing home, all of their assets would be protected because they had set up a Revocable Living Trust. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. In order to protect those assets for you or your spouse, if either one of y'all would go into the nursing home, and to start that most important 5-year look-back period that Medicaid and the nursing homes are so concerned about, you have to set up what's called an Irrevocable Living Trust. Unfortunately, if his wife goes into the nursing home, it looks like they're going to be in a bind to potentially lose a lot of their assets because their estate planning wasn't set up properly. So, if nursing home is a concern for you, if it's something that you're anxious about and you really want to protect your stuff and make sure that the government doesn't take all your assets if you or your spouse go into the nursing home, go ahead, give us a call. We'll set up an initial visit so we can explain the difference between a Revocable Living Trust and an Irrevocable Living Trust. Hope this helped. Thank you so much for your time.